Good morning. It's Sunday, and the sun is just coming up on another day. The world did not end overnight. We're not in World War III. We're not in the middle of a nuclear Armageddon right now. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and President Trump has successfully prevented nuclear Armageddon by executively bombing 3 nuclear sites with no casualties in Iran. Meanwhile, 3 days ago, China invaded Tibet and tried to take it back over, but you haven't seen anything about that in the news. Meanwhile, the leader of Al-Qaeda has said, we're going to activate every single sleeper cell in the United States of America. Okay. But I have seen so many reels and so many TikToks of literal people crying and screaming and say, we're going to war. Listen. Listen, little heathens. You need to sit down and listen to Cigarette Mom for a second, okay? I lived through 9/11. You cannot faze me. You cannot faze a 17-year-old at her first week of college away from home standing naked in a towel in the middle of a dorm room watching a plane hit the World Trade Center. You can't faze us anymore. You can't faze us anymore. We lived through the click over of 1999 to Y2K and none of the banks shut down and nothing happened. We got a really terrible song from Robbie Williams and a horrible tour from the Backstreet Boys, which some might compare to the end of the world. It was the end of their world. They didn't last much longer after that on tour. And NSYNC broke up. There were repercussions of Y2K. But let me tell you, as a 40-year-old, 40-something-year-old, let's be honest, this don't faze us. What just happened is that we said, oh, Daddy Trump, there seems to be a snake nest. And he said, hold up, I know exactly where those 3 copper heads are at, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the venom. All right? Bravo. But for anybody that was born in the 1900s, this ain't even a blip. Not even a drop. Nothing. This is keeping the peace. But by all means, if you're that scared, the door is still open for you to rip run right across wherever border you want to go to. So, I'm just looking at it like, I really wish that y'all had taken time to learn history instead of going to therapy as children. I really, really wish that you all had read the Bible instead of logging onto YouTube. I really wished that this generation would see the light, but they can't look up from their phone long enough. That's okay. That's okay. The war that they're describing in all these TikToks and Reels and shit like that, that's not a war. What's happened is that you've been emotionally triggered, and therefore you're going into a fight or flight mode. There's no need for it. They might as well told you that Disney World was shutting down for the week. As much as y'all are acting like, just calm down, take a breath. Everything is okay. Trump, the man that 312 electoral votes and 77 million Americans voted into office, was well within his executive right to execute an attack on 3 nuclear sites that could have brought on an Armageddon from a third world country. Well within his right. No casualties, no populated areas, specifically targeted bunker busters to 3 nuclear sites. Keep in mind, we have satellites that can tell you what color your underwear is. We're good at pinpointing. We're good at aiming. We're good at what we do. But there's a reason why we are the strongest military in the entire world. It's okay. Take a breath. Eat you some breakfast. Have you some coffee. Go to church with Granny. Sit right there on the back pew with her. Surprise her this morning. Make her day. Love your neighbor. be smart, because the bigger threat is the misinformation and dystopian friggin' reality disillusion that most of our friends on the other side of the aisle are experiencing. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and clear it up. If you're having any kind of question about gender, I invite you to go try to milk a bull. That should answer all of your questions. If you have any questions at all about gender, please go milk a bull. See how that works out for you. And then we will have no more discussion on who has a pee-pee and who has a titty. Okay? We learned this in kindergarten. We learned this from Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1987 on Kindergarten Cop. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. We watched that movie. We watched it a bunch. And then they showed it a bunch on USA. And then that one girl that was his girlfriend in the movie became the lead character in the Mary Kay Letourneau story. And we also know her as that. Don't tell me that that was some kind of fever dream. I lived through it. I don't smoke that much weed. So I'm looking at it going, y'all are freaking out again. For nothing. For absolutely no other reason than to hear the rocks rattle around inside your head. For no other reason than to keep Depends, diapers, and Kleenex in business. Calm thyself. Calm thyself. If you're that upset about it, pray. If you're that upset about it, hit your knees and talk to God about it. But quit going to your phone to tell everybody else how they're to blame for the situation that we're in. History repeats itself, especially if you don't learn the first time. It's like some of you all that had to take remedial English for 3 or 4 years and graduated at 23 years old from high school. If you don't learn it the first time, they make you learn it again. But I think I'm just completely unbothered. Mostly because I know the Lord. And if it's His will, it'll be done. And if it ain't, it won't. I have a lot of faith in that. Number 2, I have faith in the leaders in which we have elected. I like to think that my vote went towards something of the greater good. And so far, everything he promised in his campaign he's done in the first 5 months. Y'all ain't bitching about the price of eggs anymore or the price of gas anymore. You're not bitching about kids at drag brunches anymore or pride parades in the middle of church district. You have nothing to bitch about, so you're just inventing things to bitch about. Sound a lot like my Aunt Mary yet. If you ain't got nothing to bitch about, then you just ain't happy. Find something to be happy about. We just avoided nuclear Armageddon. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Trump. We just avoided what could have been a terrible friggin' episode in our military history. Awesome. Am I missing something? We're not at war. Calm thyself. This prevented war. But if you're too distracted by the birdie over there in Iran, just slide your eye on over to Tibet and wonder why the hell China's over there trying to take it back over like Russia did Ukraine. I mean, y'all aren't paying no attention at all. None. None. That's okay. I guess you will. But that's just bothered me this morning that everybody's like, we're going to war. No, we're not. You know when I knew we was going to war? When I saw that second plane hit the Twin Tower. You know when I was going to war? When all of my friends who had signed up for ROTC at Transy suddenly got recruited off to basic training very quickly. You know how they was going to war? A lot of steak and lobster running through the mess hall. None of that's happening. Calm down. The other day they got steak and lobster and everybody's freaking out. It was the Army's birthday. Everybody got a little bit of a bonus, you know? It's like when you go to Disney World on Mickey's birthday, you get a balloon and a sticker. So, you know, congratulations. Everybody gets, it's like Oprah. You get a steak and you get a steak and you get. But I'm telling you, as an elder millennial who's been through this a couple times, not my first rodeo, this don't worry me at all. And everybody's like, did you see that the renamed Washington, D.C., it's just now Washington? You mean we dissolved the corporation and took back our republic? You mean that we're no longer paying taxes on a business to the Bank of London because of the 1865 trade-out that Abraham Lincoln did before he got shot in the head? We're back to where we were? We're back to where we were when they invented A1 and West Virginia was born? Oh, hell. Y'all need to learn a book. And not an internet, and not a Wikipedia, and not a Siri, what the hell is this? No, no. Walk your happy ass down to a public library. Pick up a history book. Peruse. Skim through it. There's usually a lady there who has cough drops and Kleenexes and tells you to be quiet, who would be more than happy to point you into the Dewey Decimal System so that you could make yourself not look like so much of an idiot. Andrew Carnegie did not spend his billions of dollars of steel money buying books so y'all could be dumb as hell. Okay? Learn a book. And if you're really confused on which book to be reading right now, go to your Bible, Revelation. We're in about the 6th chapter right now about how there will be wars and rumors of wars for many years to come. Well, I want to spoil it for you, but there's a big dragon coming out of the ocean in this next part, so get ready for that. But me and the Lord's up talking this morning, and he's like, Sarah, just tell them to calm down. Everybody's fine. Everything's good. I got this. It's fine. I got people in commands that are doing the things that I need to be done. All you need to do is watch and pray. So that's what I'm doing. In the meantime, I have a song on the radio. It's called Can't Get Enough, and it's my best work according to my friend Dawn at Rockin' the Country. It might be, but you need to listen to it and let me know. Because otherwise, what's the effing point? Why do I keep running my butt from one end of the country to another, paying for every single stage that will have me if y'all ain't going to listen to the stuff that's free and available to you on your phone right now? Just a question. Support your friends. If you're watching me, you either hate me or love me, but the point is that you're watching me. So maybe just listen to me for 4 minutes on the radio so that I can make enough diesel money to keep doing this for a living. Doing it for surviving. But it was what I was born to do, and I'm bad at math. So, you know, at 42, there's really not retraining this old dog. I just feel like I'm supposed to be writing songs and telling stories and making the world a better place. Oh, in other news, I'm now an ordained minister. So, everybody kept coming at me. I was like, all right. Since I'm the only reason that some of y'all know the good Lord, maybe I should do this as my resume a little bit. So, other than being a singer, songwriter, comedian, school teacher, chief cook, and bottle washer, I'm also now an ordained minister. So if you need me to perform any kind of ceremony, I have a fancy hat. Oh, you haven't seen my new fancy hat? Oh my God, I haven't showed it to you. Oh, I'm so excited. So we came up to my mom and dad's yesterday. That's why I'm in the garage. And brought the dog home and visited with the family. And I found my big hat that I hadn't finished yet. So I have this special box of all the feathers that I've never used because I love them so much. And they all have special meaning. So, friends, I think I'm ready to board the Titanic. Here's the new hat. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my God, how beautiful. How beautiful. How gorgeous is this hat? I love it. I love it. I'm going to wear it the entire summer. I'm going to wear it to garden in. I'm going to wear it to the 4th of July picnic. I'm going to wear it to Montana and ride a horse in. I'm going to wear this at Mount Rushmore with the 4 presidents and me standing up there beside them. I'm going to wear this on top of Devil's Tower when I scream, God bless America. I'm going to wear this on the Opry. I'm going to wear this on the Titanic because apparently this is the one that didn't make it onto the steerage. So anyway, I finished my hat. And Mom said I couldn't wear it to church today because it was too loud. I don't care. So anyway, this is my new hat. But it's so fun. Look how big this thing is. Like, this is a cowboy hat. It's a straw hat. It's a palm hat. But it would look like a sombrero. But I put my feathers on. Look at all my macaws and my lovebird feathers and my turkey feathers and my special feathers that have been blessed and given to me by several people in the community. Look at all this. Look. Look, it keeps going. It keeps going. And look, there's our buddy Ira Dane from the first flock. So, anyway, that's the new hat. And you will see this making its appearance this week. But you can't wear it like this. That looks dumb. You have to cock it. You have to cock it because you have to wear like I'll probably do like something here too. So, this is the new hat. And it has stampede strings on it. Lest I get on a horse and it wants to fly off. We can't have that in a windstorm. No. So this will be the hat that I wear from now on. I made it all by myself. And this is, this is how you'll find me. I feel like this needs to curve more. I feel like, anyway, it's always a work in progress. But Sean's like, that is so very big. I was like, I know. Ah! Oh, I love it so much. My peacocks are on there from my first flock. My lovebirds from my friends that have really cool birds. And they're like, here's some sheds. I'm like, awesome. I got some fluff on there. Look at that one. I mean, that one is just, and it's yellow on the other side. And like this one is a macaw, but it's, I don't know if you can see that, but it's red on the other side. But anyway, it's pretty neat. So, I finished my hat. And if I'm still making hats, don't worry. We're fine. If I'm making ammo, start wearing. Good morning, Beth. But it's a Sunday morning, and normally I don't do a cigarette, Mom, but I'm sitting here in the garage, and I just wanted to kind of put your minds at ease that, no, we're not at World War III. Calm down. Calm down. Take a breath. It's okay. We prevented World War III, and so now you can enjoy your 4th of July picnics in peace. I'm telling you, you're going to have to pick your battles. You're getting too upset about stuff. Thank you, Madonna. Appreciate it. Me and Sean have figured out our driving all across the great United States of America's coming up. So, as it turns out, okay, I was like, as long as we can get to, there's like certain pinpoints that we got to hit. Like, if we can get into Indiana by midnight on Tuesday, then we'll stop and spend the night. And then we should be into like Rockford, Illinois by like breakfast the next morning. We'll stop and sleep for a little bit and like get up and head out. And then we should be into like Eau Claire, Wisconsin by like lunch, early dinner. And then if we really push, we should be into Fargo, North Dakota by early Thursday morning. And if we stop and rest, and then we're only like, I think you're going from Fargo to Dickinson. If we go to Dickinson, North Dakota, that's the midway point between where we're ended up. So we end up in Culbertson by about 5 p.m. on Thursday. So I'm giving myself 48 hours to make a 26-hour trip. So, on the way back, though, we're going to stop through and see Mount Rushmore and Devil's Tower and Deadwood and Cedar Rapids and Sioux Falls and St. Louis. And we're taking a different path home because we have an extra day or two before we have to be in Virginia for the 4th of July. If you're going to be in Virginia or anywhere near the Harrisonburg, Virginia area, I am playing there July 4th and 5th at the Pale Fire Brewing. So please come by and see us. Tell your friends. We're only like 2 hours outside of D.C., an hour outside of Monticello. So I'm so excited because we get to go see Thomas Jefferson's home while we're up there, and we get to enjoy the beautiful end of West Virginia and Virginia that we hardly ever get to sit near Harper's Ferry. Can't talk. So that will be, we're 16 states in 10 days. That's the tour that we're headed off on Tuesday. 16 states in 10 days. I know. And if you want me to play somewhere along through there, as a pass-through date, holler at me. We've got a couple of weekdays that we could do like a house concert or local place or whatever. Just let us know. But I was just running. My L8's getting warm, and I need to go get my cigarettes out of the Jeep. So, I just wanted to hop on here for a second. I'm watching the deer in the yard. If you wonder why I'm so distracted, there's a button just sitting out here eating corn and staring at me, and I'm just keeping an eye on him. Yesterday, we had a little talk. We got almost like 4 foot from each other, and he was just like, whew. I was like, what's up? So, also yesterday in my wildlife findings, I saw 2 mama turkeys and 18 little babies. And as much as I wanted to, I did not kidnap a few of them to bring back to the coop. And I'd like to thank Taylor for taking Ichabod and Barney Fife, 2 of the roosters, to his new flock because he just got a whole bunch of hens and he needed a rooster. So we are officially down to 60 chickens in the coop and 4 turkeys. And me and Sean are leaving for a 14-state road trip on Tuesday. So it's going to be crazy. That means that all day today I have to get all my stuff together. All day tomorrow I have to get the truck packed. And then Tuesday I'm just going to sleep. I'm a big fan of traveling in the evening when it's cooler and there's not as much traffic. That's just me. Can you squeeze in my suitcase? Listen, I don't even know where I'm going to put my suitcase. I need to ask my daddy if I can borrow a couple of them Pelican cases that he's got in the building that are watertight. I'll just throw them in the bed of the truck. Because we're taking a lot of music equipment, and I don't really want to take my trailer because that's just a lot. So we're trying to fit everything in the big F-250. So if you see the big grave robber rolling up the road that says SBT on the back, just beep and wave and say hello, because we'll be westbound and running hot. So anyway, as of today, we're going to get up and go visit with our friends over at the church and maybe sing a song or two, have lunch with the fam, and then we're going to head back to West by God, Virginia and get ready for this trip. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I'm still playing on the secondhand guitar right now because mine is still broke. So I think I'm going to have to start me a GoFundMe for a new guitar because mine's just not like she used to be. Ever since she broke her neck, you know, they about killed her. They about killed her. Winona Judd. Hi, baby girl. You've been out chasing the deer. Come here, baby. It's my dog, Winona. If you haven't seen her, that's Winona Judd. She's been out chasing the deer this morning. But anyway, we're out on a run, playing music, telling stories, telling jokes, spreading joy. That's our whole mission in life, and we're going to do it to the best of our ability for the next couple weeks. So if you don't care, send us some good vibes, and hopefully we'll have a peaceful trip and no kind of incidents, you know. But I'm petting the dog. I know. So that's it. I just want to tell y'all, take a breath, go to church. We're not at war. We're not. If anything, that prevented it. So calm down. I don't think that Winona knows that I named my dog after her. I named her Winona Judd because they were both born in Ashland, and they're both kind of bitches. It's really funny. I've said Winona's name way more than I ever thought I would in my lifetime because I have a dog named after her. And sometimes she's on tour. As soon as we get home, she just runs out in the yard and she's like, I'm fixing to do my greatest hits. The show starts in 25 minutes. She just barks at everybody. I'm home. I'd like to think that the real Winona does that when she goes home to Ashland, that she just runs down Winchester Avenue like, hi, I'm back. I know she don't, but it'd be funny to think about. It just feels true, doesn't it? Anyway, don't freak out. Everything's fine. Thank you, President Trump, for preventing nuclear Armageddon from a country that had no business having nuclear weapons. And if y'all want to get real good and pissed off, Hillary Clinton sent them uranium, and Joe Biden sent them $16 billion to enrich their nuclear program, and Obama sent them the go-ahead to build nuclear facilities. So don't come after the president on this one. There's 3 Democrats lined up that made sure that this was going to happen, and Trump just cut the head off the snake. So, you know, please stop dividing us any more than we are. We're all Americans. And just because you want to deal with emotion and not logic, or you want to deal with opinion and not fact, does not make me wrong just because you disagree with me. Facts don't care about your feelings. Farts don't got carpet. Anyway, so just, you know, find something in common with your neighbor rather than why all the reasons that you're different. If we were all the same, how boring would that be? I mean, there's a reason that Baskin-Robbins has 31 flavors and we all aren't just eating vanilla. Diversity is the spice of life. But don't for 1 second use it as a dividing line. You're missing the whole point. Y'all miss the point on a lot of stuff. It's like y'all get off at the off-ramp and we're not even close to where we need to be yet, and y'all are stopping to buy souvenirs. Okay. It's like traveling with my great-grandmother. Every 20 minutes we're going to stop and pee. So, I believe in freedom of speech, Rebecca, but I believe you got to have something worth fucking saying or just shut up. If you're going to exercise your right of free speech, then have something worthy of sharing with the class, because otherwise you just sound like you're standing over the corner crying and bitching because you didn't get your way. We used to call those temper tantrums, and my mother would wear your ass out with a belt. But we can't do that anymore because you all have got rid of all of that fun stuff too, and that's why the timeout generation is running the world and everybody's freaking out. If you were born in the 1900s, this don't faze you. If you were born after the 1900s, calm down. Ask somebody with a real cigarette and not a vape what's going on. They'll help you out. Okay? Trust your cigarette mom on this one. We know things. And just keep in mind, if you're going to exercise your freedom of speech, we are too. And we usually hurt your feelings when we do that because, again, we deal with fact and not emotion. So, if you're that upset about it, pray. If you're really that upset about it, do something about it. But you making a cardboard sign and standing out in the middle of the street ain't going to do a whole lot for you. Ask all of us who protested the landfill in 1997. They're still dumping radioactive material in Estill County. Yeah, that sign did a lot of work. Run for something. Write a congressman. Call a senator. You know, exercise your freedom of speech to say something worth a shit. Okay? Because as my dad would say something else. Say something else dumb. Go ahead, say something else dumb. Go ahead. I think it's the spirit of my dad coming off of this chair. Just feel him coursing through my body. Truthfully, he'll hear me talk and come out here in a minute and be like, get out of my chair. I mean, I could almost put money on it. I've been in this family for 42 years. I can just about time it. So, anyway, just take a breath. Go to church. Call your granny. Eat a vegetable. Learn a book. Calm down. Take a breath. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. We're still going to have 4th of July. We're still going to have a picnic. We're still going to have a big summer. We're still going to have a good time. It's okay. But this is your cigarette mom just telling you to just take a breath. It's like my mom would say, quit. Quit. We're not going to do this. My head hurts and your daddy's on my nerves and I haven't had anything to eat today but an ale fudge breakfast cookie, so we're not going to do this. Not on Sunday. That's my mother coming out. My dad would go, say something else. Say something else. Say something else. And I'm just sitting here like, so, anyway. Check out my new single. Let me know what you think. Even if you're like, this is the worst bullshit I have ever heard come out of your mouth. Tell me. It means you still listen to it. It means I still made almost 1/10 of a penny. And if all of my friends listen to it, I can make enough for a pack of cigarettes. Yay, music. So anyway, if you're looking for an argument, you're going to find one. But if you're looking for peace, you'll find that too. Remember, you are what you put into the world, so be something good. In the meantime, love your friends, love yourself, love your neighbors, love your Lord. Keep your Bibles open and your powder dry and your head on a swivel. And as always, friends, remember that I'm Sarah Beth Terry Courtney, and you're not. Bye.